Hello, welcome to Mac's tutorial number 39. This is the second in our basic intro to Jit GL. So, you may remember the fluffy universe and this, our lovely torus shape, if you will, donut made of peppers. I changed the floating attribute to be not floating so that I could introduce this in the very elegant way that I always do. But let's change that back to position now, which is where it was. So this should be the same as where you left off. So this was a single image, but let's today go and unlock our patchers and move Fluffy over here a little bit, move all this stuff over here a little bit, and make some room for our bpatcher. New bpatcher. And let's get your video player in there. So for me, that's easy to remember. It's just the old Johnny video from Max 9. Scroll down here. Make these a little bigger. Johnny video player. We're going to open that. And there it is, in all its glory. Now, if this were a little too big, we could put our zoom factor thing up here. And so why not just do it? A message that says zoom, zoom factor, string, that's a $1. And then we connect that to the top. And we put a float on top of it. And then we start at 1 so that it doesn't disappear, because as you can tell, once you do lock your patcher, you do this, you can, whoops, I didn't lock my patcher correctly. There we go. It can really shrink quickly. Down to nothing. Oh no, there it goes. So, let's make our TV a slightly smaller size, and then this is the control for this. You might want to put in the safety feature that I always do, which is to type load bang, and then under it a message. And that message will bang into this number box, and this number box tells the message what it is. It's just a way to always make it go back to its last size. Okay, very good. Now that this is all done, we have an output coming from our television here, and if our patcher's unlocked, we should have a video. Oh, there's our large bpatcher there. Let's make it the same size as the TV. So right here we have the output. This is the video output. And if we were to make a texture out of it and run it through here, I'll just show you. We could do it. And you'll notice over here in the fluffy world, we now have chickens running around a donut. Do we? Yes, we do. We can change that shape to a sphere so that we can see them a little better. Where are you, chickens? There you are. And then just click out here. So we can see the chickens running around there. That's great. But in my world, always better to learn another way to do things. So let's, using the same Jit GL texture, we're just going to copy one down here for the television set, and we're going to change the name of it to salt. That way I can keep track of them. Oh, you can't use it, sorry. Salt. There we go. So this is going to put out a texture named salt, and this one's putting out a texture named pepper. This is, oops, here, let me lock my patcher and re-import that. So now the the peppers are back on here because pepper is the texture of choice here. But if we were to put a message here, unlocking our patcher, and say message texture, and then just say salt, I guess we need to be able to go back and forth, so we'll put one in here for pepper as well. Okay. So now we can see if we switch it to salt, we get the chicken movie going on here. Come on, chicken, I know you're there. There goes the chicken. Chicken, 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 there you are. And if it was peppers, it just goes right back to peppers. You would be somewhat surprised to discover that we can also just say, I believe the message is texture salt, pepper. And that should do it. And there we go. So you can see, if you can see it, we have the peppers on there. I know it's a very dark video there. And occasionally a chicken comes by. Maybe a different video would show this off a little better. We'll put countdown on there. So now you see the peppers with the countdown part going by. There we go. Nice, it's backwards. I wonder why. Nothing you can do about it. Alrighty, well, very good. So, having done that, we can now select between what we want to display on our grid shape and, oops, I wanted just to get a plane. Interesting. Nope. Very funny. It just goes off the page and I can't see it. So I'll have to zoom out a little bit to do it. There we go. Now I can get the plane. Sometimes the interface isn't that good. All right. Well, the question might be then, are there other ways that we can combine these things together in a sort of fun way? And the answer is yes, of course. Well, to have some fun putting this together, let's put some we need a little audio here. We need a little jongly. And there's the jongly player. We'll need, oh, what do we want? We want the jit.catch. And what's our, we usually say dimensions, output. I'll think about it in a second. So we have that. We'll need a qmetro, new qmetro. We generally have it run at 40. And we'll need a little, I just hit Shift and T with my cursor up there. Oh, that's so nice to get that thing to just pop up like that. And then we need a gain control for that. There's a gain, just so we don't have to blast our ears out. And whoops, I can't get the edge there. There we go. And an easy DAC. Type the letter N, E, Z, DAC. That gives us the sound output. I think these are only one channel. Or is that true? Slider value, yeah. They're only one audio channel out. So we'll do that. And that's just so that we'll be able to hear it. Didn't like it. Oh, it's a single channel, sorry. Single channel object, there we go. Double channel there, and then what we needed, some audio into the jit.catch as well. And what are you? Signal. Okay, so now we'll have jongly playing down here. The jit.catch will be catching it. It needs a little P window there. Just type J, type P, you got it. And let's just take a look at that and see if it's all working as we think it should be. We turn our metro on, we turn jongly on, we turn... Oh, forgot to hit the... There we go. The loop. So we get these nice bars coming across here. That looks great. Can't hear a thing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Get rid of the sound. We don't really need to listen to it. And then we're going to get our old friend X fade here. Jit and X fade. There it is. And what we're going to do is run the grid shape in one side of X fade and good old jit.catch in the other side of X fade. We have to change this a little bit. Locking our patcher here. You can see that I've selected instead of shape, we were on shape here, and then I went over to matrix output. And we're going to turn it on, but we could do that down here too. And we should. So what we need to do here is say, we want this to always be saying matrix output is on. And no matter what this thing says. So we're going to get in behind this and say at matrix output, all one word just as it is above, and then we're going to put a 1 in there because we do want the matrix output, and then I think we're going to get rid of texture pepper because we don't need that, because what we're going to be doing is sending the grid shape down to another... Oh, I should have left it there while I copied it, but no use crying over spilled milk. We'll option click on this and move it down here and change the name of this to mesh. jit.gl.mesh. So the mesh, the grid shape supplies the shape, and then mesh is sort of like the stuff laid over the grid shape onto which the texture clings. So I don't think we need at that shape. And I think we're good with that. And I think this doesn't need to output to fluffy anymore, because that would be if it was just connected by name. But now the grid shape is actually just outputting a metric, its matrix right down here. So now, if we hook this up to the jit mesh, it should be headed out to fluffy. I see that it is. As you can see, it's already going crazy. But we're not quite sure why yet. So let's, it could be that jit fade's not where it should be. So let's go ahead and type an F and get a float. And then under that, we'll type a message, xfade string1. That's a $sign and a 1. And we'll just run that right through there. And see what we get here. So it's 0. There's 0. We should be getting the texture of salt. Let's get salt in there. No. And as we head up to 1, which is the upper limit of it, we're getting the jit catch in here. So what are we doing wrong here? Textures need to come into mesh now. So let's just grab them and take them away and paste them down here. I cut them. Oops, they pasted up there anyway. And then we'll just connect them with a quick hold the shift key down. What a silly mistake that was. Okay, here we go. Texture salt. There it is. And we can move that around so we can look at it. It's funny, I think it's a one-sided sphere right now. Is it? Okay, so let's see what happens now when we start changing xfade. Oh yeah. So now we have quite a good deal of amplification, if you will, on there. Click out there to see it sort of distorted and wiggling. Maybe we'll try a different shape to see what it's doing. Nice vibrational donut there. And I am sort of curious. Very nice. Well, you have now learned sort of to, you may recall in a previous tutorial we had sound driving video. Well, now we have sound driving the 3D shape of a video. So that's very nice. You could actually, let's try a different, there we go, some dishes. And we can see that. Click out there, distorting it the more we turn this up until it just is almost all it's almost all then from jit.catch. Nice. Well, I hope you have, oops, where am I? I'm trying to come back here. Going the wrong way though. There we go. And we'll put it back as a plane. And turn it around a little bit. Well, very exciting. So now you've learned how to distort video. Here, get rid of that. And have it actually distort the shape that the video's on. That's all for this second tutorial on basic jitter, and I will catch you in the next tutorial. Enjoy your patching.